Greetings Internet, and welcome to the next official video from your old pal Oxleymations. And the second one filmed in the Puppet Corner. Yes. Anyway, so according to the title directly below yours truly, sitting here on the floor, I made an impulse purchase, and this one is, in fact, going to be the last one for quite some time, because, as I'm sure most of you are aware, there's still the issue with the flooding going on down in the basement. Thankfully, the water has stopped. The basement has actually dried up, but it's starting to get kind of that mildew kind of funk coming from, just the basement in general. So we're definitely going to have to get this sorted out when we've got the money for it, which, it's a long, stupid story, but anyway, we just don't have the funds right now to take care of that, so we're still working on that. Anyway, let's jump into the actual reason why we're here. So like I said, I made an impulse buy on Facebook Marketplace this week. And it arrived today. And I really should not have made this purchase. We are supposed to be saving every cent that we have, and every cent that's not going right back out the door for bills and that kind of adult nonsense. But this is an item that is extremely rare. If y'all know much about ventriloquist puppet collecting, and especially if you're familiar with Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney and Knucklehead Smith, and if you're aware of the whole reason why you can't buy modern day actual reproductions of those puppets, at least not made using those molds, then you might be familiar with the fact that our buddy Paul Winchell went ahead and decided to make these puppets himself. He set out on his own to make more accurate reproductions of his own puppets for the general, the consumer audience. And contained within this box, I got one. I have been looking for years. I know that's a thing that I say a lot. I've been looking for years, and I really wanted this thing, but it was never in my price range. Well, I'm gonna hit repeat on that broken record because I have finally found something that I've been looking for a long time. Could not find it in my price range for a long time, because these things are really expensive and I literally mean that, if you can find these. They are mucho expensive. But I don't know how I keep doing this. Knucklehead Smith over here. Knucklehead Smith over here. Right there. Knucklehead Smith right there. I found 3 of these little goobers. I found a Moving Eyes Jerry Mahoney. I found a Headstick Danny O'Day. I don't know how I keep doing this. I legitimately don't know how I keep making these finds. It is nuts. I will admit that right now. But regardless, like I alluded to already, and I think I basically already admitted, I've got one of the 1966 Paul Winchell, like I already alluded to, the ones that he made himself after he broke off his contract with a Juro novelty company, because, let's face it, no offense to y'all back here behind me, but these guys aren't perfect representations of Paul's actual puppets. So he went into business in 1966 and decided to remedy the problem of the general public not being able to have accurate reproductions of his little wooden companions. I'm going to be making a full-on video about this, so stay tuned for that. Okay, we put the samurai sword letter opener over there. And the box is now open. Now, I will openly admit, and you're going to see here in a moment, This poor little fella is not even close to being in the best of shape. Poor little goober. But he is mine, and I have the means, and I have the talent to fix this thing. As they say in the intro to the 1970s television show, The $6 Million Man, I have the technology. I can rebuild him. But anyway, I don't know why I did like the half Scottish accent for a second there. But in a similar fashion to A.J. Good of the House of Masks, I'm going to let you guys get the first look at the puppet's face. So I'm just going to bring that up in front of myself, in front of the camera, so you can get a look at him. If y'all know who this is, then excellent. Kudos to you. And you know just how hard it is. Well, you might know just how hard it is to get one of these little fellas. My goodness. Legitimately. I'm about speechless. I almost never thought that I would ever actually be able to get my hands on one of these, just because they're that hard to find. And the rubber band, or whatever Paul put in there all those years ago, still fully functional. Let's go ahead and put his body down here for a second. And he's got this little pull string in the back with a little loop. And, whoops, it's a bit tight. Hello there, folks. Oh, yuck. Why you make me sound like Goofy? I ain't no Goofy. I'm a knucklehead. That you are, Knuck. That you are. Well, yeah, that's right. And Mr. Winkle would be so upset with you. There we go. I finally got the voice right. Howdy ho, folks. It's the old pal Knucklehead. But honest and for truly, you guys don't... Most of you probably don't understand. This is amazing. Like I said, he's not in great shape, but I can rebuild him. On that note, let's go ahead and put little Knucklehead over here. We'll have Knucklehead hold on to his head. Right over there. And we'll go ahead and pull his body out of the box. And there's that. He's got his original jacket. Unfortunately, he's missing the pants and the shoes that originally would have come with him. He's also missing, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a circular bit of discoloration. There we go, right there. There was originally a sticker signifying what puppet it was. Let's see. His hands look pretty good. Unfortunately, the child who owned him back in the 60s decided to kind of nibble on his hand a bit. At least I hope that... Well, I shouldn't say I hope. I hope it wasn't a rat, is what I'm saying. Anyway, there's Knuck's body. And then, just because I want to, I'm going to see if I can just shove his head down in the neck hole. There is basically what he's going to look like once I fully repair him. I'm even going to work on making him a new pair of pants. And maybe I'll try and reproduce that sticker that's supposed to be on his chest. I don't know yet. But I know the first thing that I'm going to need to do when I get into, actually repairing him is replacing that wire. That thing is basically just gone. There's this little bit right here. And there's a little bit right here on the side. Yeah, there's a little bit right here, but it's just gone. Alright, let's go ahead and get his jacket off of him. Ever so carefully. I'll give a little bit of history on this thing. kind of a preview for the video whenever I finally get around to it. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. He's got a little bit of a hole right here where it looks like at some point there used to be a safety pin or something we're going to guess was holding his pants up. He's a little discolored, but one thing that I'm very grateful for is he is not musty. He actually almost has kind of a cinnamon aroma. Or something close to that. So he's got his original rubber hands, and they are still squishy. And one of the ways that you can tell that this guy is in fact an original, created by Paul Winchell himself, right here on the back of the neck, it might be a bit hard to tell, but there's a stamp that says 1966 Paul Winchell. Right there. And don't mind that talking in the background, that's one of my housemates. They're on their computer in the living room. I'm just blown away right now. I actually own the 1966 Knucklehead Smith, made by Paul Winchell after he broke off his contract with Giro Novelty Company. Yeah, you keep saying that, bucko. Well, I keep saying it because I'm still in awe of this fact. And to give y'all a bit more of an indication of just how insane it is that I own this, again, I'm going to get into more detail on this when I make the actual video, but these were only sold on the west coast of the United States, around where Paul Winchell was making them himself, and I'm on the east coast. So for one of these puppets to travel all the way across the United States to the East Coast. The other amazing thing is similar to these knuckleheads over here. The Jerry Mahonies from, the ones that Paul Winchell made. The Jerrys outsold the Knucklehead Smiths approximately 6-1. So for every 6 Jerry Mahoney puppets, there was only one Knucklehead that sold. Basically. So these guys are even more rare than these knuckleheads over here and over here. And like, if you go onto eBay right now to try and find one of these, you might get lucky and you'll see one for sale up there, but when I was looking in preparation for this video and the upcoming video, I didn't see a single one of these guys. Not one. I even managed to see a Moving Eyes Jerry Mahoney or two for sale. This guy, not so much. Before I let my emotions get the better of me, because I feel myself getting choked up the more I'm thinking about this. This is awesome. This guy right here, Moving Eyes Jerry Mahoney over here, was the crown jewel of my puppet collection. But I think this Knucklehead Smith is now the crown jewel of my collection. Again, like I said, he's not in great shape, but his body's all there. He's got both his hands, he's got the head, which at some point in time, I have a feeling that unless Paul Winchell put like spring in there, that eventually the rubber band that's in there will fail. I'm hoping he used a spring. But if and when that happens, it is going to be a beast to get in there, because unlike a lot of these other puppets who have like a hole in the bottom of the neck, this one, that's solid. Alright, but anyway, this video is running rather long, and I'm sure you guys are just about done listening to me blather on about a puppet. It's still awesome. If it weren't for the fact that he's pretty kind of grungy and filthy, I would probably just be like hugging this thing. Anyway, I just want to thank you all so very much for tuning into this video. I do truly and greatly appreciate it. And if you want to help support my channel, feel free to go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Oxleymations. Put a link to it in the description down below this. Beyond all that, I think I'll have Nuck here take us out. Just like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye, folks. That was lame. Yeah, but you did it. Anyway. Later, everyone.